Hope you all have a good day. In previous class we were discussing about the French artist Frederic Sorrieu's Utopian vision where he visualized that people of Europe and America paying homage to the Statue of Liberty. We also discussed about the importance of Statue of Liberty and how underneath the Statue of Liberty that were remains of absolutist institutions, that is, the rulers who followed absolutism and did not care about their people and did whatever they desired in the notion of having absolute power under their hand. So, in today's class, let's see the continuation of Frederic Sorrieu's utopian vision. We were discussing about France and Germany having their own respective flags, which made them identifiable. So, in continuation to that, at that time, when Frederic Sorrieu created this image of having a world with nationalist feeling and various nation states, the German people did not exist as a united nation, on the contrary. So, the flag that they carried both then was an expression of liberal hopes in 1848, so that they could unify numerous German speaking people into a nation states. As we discussed earlier, nation state was in Frederick utopian world where a nation will be identifiable with the help of common language, common national costume and also their common flag. So, the very flag or the tricolor flag of German people, it also emphasizes the liberal hopes and it wanted to unify the numerous German speaking principalities into a nation state, which would follow a democratic constitution where people would have the right to achieve their objectives. After the German people or following the German people, the rest of the people of various countries they followed them, being of Austria, the kingdom of the two Sicilies, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary and Russia. All of these were European nations which followed the footsteps of the German people. In the picture, you can see when the people are following German footsteps or forming their own nation states. From the above, the Christ, saints, and angels gaze upon the very scene. So, these holy beings have been used by the artist to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. So, this was what essential going on in the print prepared by Frederic Sorrieu in the year 1848, and this is also the picture that is given in chapter 1 of your textbook. So, in this chapter, we will deal with many of those issues that were visualized by Frederic Sorrieu in his print. During the 19th century, nationalism started to evolve and blossom, which brought so many unimaginable changes in not just in political sphere but also in the mentality of the people living in Europe. So, as the end result of these changes was nothing but the emergence of nation state in place of the multinational dynastic empires of Europe. At that point of time, under one kingdom, many people of different dialects, language, culture, etc., were together under one emperor. Now, there came the emergence of nation state. People were clustered into their respective culture, languages, and so on. We see that the concept and practices of having of modern states that was an centralized power exercised by the sovereign. Here, sovereign means the ruler. He controlled over the clearly defined territory and with that particular territory. There has been developed over a long period of time in Europe. However, we see that in a nation state, it was basically the one in which the majority of its citizens and not just their rulers. They developed a sense of common identities and shared history or descent. So the majority was in the hands of the citizens, and citizens they had their own respective identities and they had shared history. So this commonness before the formation of nation state, this commonness did not exist from time immemorial, that is, from that time we could imagine. Such commonness did not exist, but with the emergence of nation states is where there was common identities, common language, common ideas, common views, and all this was done with the emergence of nation states, and it was forged through struggles, through the actions of leaders and the common people. So, in this very chapter, we will look at the diverse process through which nation states and nationalism came into being in the 19th century in Europe. Okay, students, that's all for today's class.